Hey, how's it going? Thanks so much for checking out this video. My name is Ray, there's one of me, and as promised, I'm back today with the Bugera V5 Infinium all-tube combo amp, but this time I'm going to bypass the included 8-inch speaker, and I'm going to run the V5 into the Bugera 1x12 closed-back cabinet to show you the difference between an 8-inch speaker that's open-backed and a 12-inch speaker that's closed-back. I think I found a sweet spot with the microphone, about halfway between the dust cap and the edge of the cone. I'm running with this is the Shure 57A Beta. That's going into my Audio Box Go by PreSonus, and that's running into my laptop, this running Reaper. I don't have any plugins. I don't have any EQ or anything. You're just hearing what this microphone is hearing, which is a little bit different than what you would hear in the room for sure, but you kind of get the idea. So just like yesterday, I'm going to run this amp on full. Gains on 10, tones on 10, volumes on 10, and the reverb's about between 2 and 3 for some ambiance in the background. Again, what I said yesterday is I love the Bugeras because this is a 5-watt amp, but you can attenuate it all the way down to 1/10 of a watt. And that's what I'm doing today. I live in an apartment building. There's no way, even at 5 watts, that I could run this thing on full. What I like to do with tube amps is I like to set them up for their maximum, the maximum amount of gain, and for their EQ section, the maximum amount of like treble or like bite. And then from there, I can roll it back with the guitar, and all night I can set the amp and forget it and just run the guitar and not have to use pedals or anything. I can just do everything with my guitar. Now, that doesn't mean that the tube amp always has to be on full to be able to achieve that. Some amps don't sound their best when it's turned all the way up. This one I think does. I think this one sounds really great cranked up. But sometimes the sweet spot might be like maybe volume on 7, gain on like 4. Every amp's a little different. So find your amp's sweet spot where it sounds its biggest, the most gain, the most volume that you would need, the most treble you would need. And then you can dial it back with your guitar, and you could go from anything from a clean tone to edge of breakup, crunch, into full-on distortion just with this volume knob. And you can go from twang to like nice warmth just with your tone pots. And that's kind of how I've been liking to do it lately, kind of running the old school way. All right, without further ado, man, you clicked on this video to hear this, not to listen to me yap the whole time. So I'm gonna start just like yesterday. I'm gonna put the volume of my guitar on 3, and you'll get a nice clean tone this way. Like I said, I didn't even touch the amp, and I have a nice clean tone. And to demonstrate the clean tone, I'm going to use my song. It's called It Had to Come to This. I wrote this a long time ago, and I hope you guys enjoy it. It sounds like this. Again, really nice clean tone. I'm really liking the Bugera closeback 1x12. I definitely think it adds some just more body to it. Makes it sound a little bit bigger. Definitely. Not just because it's a bigger speaker too. All right, let's do another song with a clean tone. Let me do this one. This one's called When I Wake in the Morning. Very nice. The one thing I do have to say is that the Bugera V5 is a 4 ohm and the cabinet is 8 ohms. So there is going to be a reduction on the overall output volume. Please don't ever run that the opposite way. Like, don't put a 8 ohm into like a 4 ohm speaker. Don't do it the opposite way, man. You'll blow things up. Also, too, if you're going to experiment with cabinets, always make sure that your tube amp is plugged into a cabinet. It needs to have that load, otherwise it can blow it too. So you really don't want to, you want to, really look up and make sure you know what you're doing with ohmage, and make sure that you are connecting your tube amp to a power load like a speaker. Make sure you're doing that. Little warning. So, all right, man, let's go on to more of a edge of breakup kind of sound. This is a tune I wrote a while ago. This one's called Empty Hanger, and I'm going to put it around 4, I think. Yeah, you get just a little bit of breakup here. Now, again, this is called Empty Hanger. I'm yet to record this one, and you really need to record a song. With lyrics and stuff, I think it sounds pretty decent, but here's the guitar part isolated. Definitely one of my favorite tones ever is like that edge of breakup. If you go up just a bit further, between maybe 5 and 6, you start to get into like a little bit of crunch. I'm going to use a song, actually it's off my latest record. The record's called Vibin'. This song's called Little Girl. And I want to demonstrate like a crunch tone just by putting your guitar between 5 and 6. It sounds like this. I really need to start warming up before I make these videos. Sorry for my flubby playing. All right, man, let's get into more, a little bit more gain. Let me think of a good song for you guys. I'll probably use my song Sulphur, Indiana. And let me put it around like 8. Yeah, you're starting to really get into some nice distortion when you put your guitar around 8. Every guitar is a little bit different, by the way, too. And really, for this trick to work, you really have to have a guitar where when you turn the tone pot down, you don't lose all your treble. Everybody who used to watch my old videos probably saw my Gretsch. I used to have a Gretsch 5820, 5620T, whatever. Yeah, 5620T. And when I used to play that Gretsch, I love that guitar, but I couldn't really do this trick with that guitar because when I would turn down on it, I would lose all my treble. And eventually they did come out with a treble bleed circuit, but I would have had to like change everything out. There's a lot of reasons why I ended up going this route. I know it seems funny to go from a Gretsch to a Squire, but I have been kind of modifying this thing, so it's kind of personalized. But yeah, you kind of have to have a volume pot that you don't lose all your treble. So that's kind of a good thing to know when you're trying to do this trick too. But yeah, let me put it on my guitar. It's around 8. And I don't really, when I'm playing live, I'm not really looking, oh, am I on 8? Am I on 6? Am I on 7? I don't really do that. I just kind of do it by ear. Like I just kind of feel for it. But to let you guys know where I'm at, I'm around 8. So here's my song, Sulphur, Indiana. Give you some nice, kind of crunch and distortion. Yeah, man, that's a lot of fun. That's a great tone. All right, let's open it all the way up. That's probably the moment you've been looking for, right? Just turn the damn thing up to 10. I wish it went to 11. All right, this one again, it's kind of like yesterday. This is inspired by metal. I'm not a metal guitarist, but this is kind of inspired by metal, hard rock. This is a song, the working title again is called, it's called Wings. It's another thing I wrote a long time ago that I'm kind of trying to retool, and I'm telling you guys, I am working on recording, and I should have some new recordings out soon. So this is on the docket. It's just I have a lot of stuff I'm working on right now, a lot of irons in the fire, so to speak. So if it sounds like I'm harebrained, it's because I probably have too much going on. So all right, this one's called Wings, and I'm everything's on full, man. Everything. Let's go for it. It's amazing what you can do with just a volume and tone pots, huh? Man, I feel like I played better yesterday. I felt like I spoke better yesterday, but I think my tone's better today. I don't know. You let me know what you guys think in the comments. I prefer the 1x12. The 8-inch speaker is fine. If you were to buy the Bugera V5 with the included speaker, it's fine. It sounds good, but the 1x12 sounds better. Let's be honest, in my opinion. I don't want to like, you know, sway you guys. What do you guys think? You have to watch the videos back to back and let me know. I just like I like it, but definitely there is definitely, I notice a reduction in volume because we are going from a 4 ohm amp into an 8 ohm cap. So you are going to have a reduction in volume, which is probably just going to make my neighbors happier. So it kind of works out. Let's go on to some lead tones. I'm actually going to start with a clean lead sound. And I'm going to go back to my song I did yesterday, My Jenny. And here's the solo for that using a clean tone. Sounds like this. Yeah, so you don't always have to have like roar and distortion to play a guitar solo, but if you need to, you can have roar and distortion to play a guitar solo. Let me put it up on 10. Here's the solo to a song I've been working on. It's called Bipolar. That's just the working title. Again, a lot of these have working titles. If you are interested in my original music, though, I do have a link in the description of all my videos. It's a link tree. It goes to not only my music and all the streaming services, but it also goes to all my other social media. So definitely click my link tree, check out my music, check out all my other links and stuff. That really does help me so much. All right, but this is the solo for that song. Let's see if I can pull it off today, man. I'm telling you, like, I played so much better yesterday. You guys have that where you have like feel like you ever had an off day when you're playing? I'm not only having an off day playing, I'm having an off day talking. So I'm stuttering a lot today. Hey, whatever, man. It is what it is. Let's do it. Here's the solo. Everything on full. Let me do that one more time. Third time's the charm. Then I roll back on the volume for the rhythm part. So there's the V5 Infinium by Bugera going into the Bugera 1x12 speaker cabinet. These are turbo sound speakers. I don't really know much about them other than I think they do a lot of PA systems and like maybe DJ kind of equipment. So it's interesting they're getting into this guitar thing, but I think they sound great. Again, if you saw my video yesterday, I bought the V5 for 150 bucks used. And I actually looked it up yesterday. As of May 2025, the recording of this video, this is like May 21st. You can still get one of these used about 169, 170 bucks. I don't know if that includes shipping and all that, probably not, but still for probably under 200 bucks, you can still get the amp. The speaker cab I got for 120, and I think that was with the shipping and everything. So again, like pretty inexpensive gear. I think it sounds fantastic. It's all tube. You can kind of get into this. The maintenance on this thing is so easy. There's one EL84 power tube, and when it goes bad, a little red light turns on the back and lets you know that you need to replace the tube. There's one 12AX7 in the preamp. Those virtually last forever. Unless something breaks in that tube, it will last forever. The only thing you really have to change is the power tube. And as long as you have another EL84, pop it in, you're good to go, man. Rock and roll. So thank you guys as always. Thank you for listening to me ramble. You know, you always can skip around, you know, to the playing examples if you just want to hear it and you don't want to hear me talk so much. I totally understand. You know, and this is why I like playing music. I feel like I let the music do the talking better than I ever could. I swear this is my native language and I don't have a handle on it. Anyway, I'm very hard on myself too, if you haven't noticed, but thank you guys so much for watching, man. I really do appreciate it. I'm so close, man, to that finally getting into AdSense. That's huge, man. That could really be a game changer. It might be the only way I can afford to keep buying gear to be able to do these videos. I do want to also, I'm going to keep going with my vlog. I have a vlog where I go to my little gigs I play. Definitely check that out, man. It's not just all going to be gear. I'm going to be, actually, this is a good time to plug. I now have YouTube members. So if you want to join my members, just go on my page, click the join. It's $2.99 to start. And I'm going to be doing the behind the scenes of the re-recording of my first 2 albums. I didn't like how they really turned out. I finally have the gear, and I have a friend named Paul Tunis. He's a songwriting partner of mine. He's also going to co-produce it all with me. So we're going to film all the behind the scenes of that, and I'm going to be putting that on YouTube members, and I'm also going to be putting it on Patreon. So Patreon's also $3 a month. So either whatever you're comfortable with, if you're comfortable joining the members on YouTube, do that. If you're more comfortable with Patreon, if you've worked with them before and you want to join that, it's going to be really the same content. I'm going to put, everything that the members on YouTube get, the patrons get too. So, and I'm going to be hopefully starting to do some live streaming. I need to just kind of get a couple more things going for live streaming. And again, if you're a patron, you get the link for the live stream. And if you're a YouTube member, you'll get the link for the private live stream. So definitely consider that, man. It really would help me out. Honestly, just watching, the watch time is really all you have to do, and that's free for you. Liking, sharing, please subscribe, man. I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers, was just blowing my mind, man. I never thought in a million years I'd get this far. I really didn't. I've been doing YouTube forever, and the most I probably ever had was a couple hundred followers. The fact that I'm almost at 2 grand is freaking awesome. Why not, what the hell? Let's try to get it up to 100 grand. Wouldn't it be cool to finally get one of those plaques back here? I don't know, it'd just be crazy. It'd probably never happen. I'd be even happy if I got to 10,000, because I've heard that at 10,000, YouTube finally starts to push you more. And I want to kind of test that theory. It'd be really cool, man. It's not all about money for me, man. Like, I always joke around that I don't make enough to be into music for the money. Let's be honest, man. I barely get by, but we're doing okay, man. We're getting by, but paying the bills, but that's about it, man. That's why I play so many gigs. So I love you guys so very much. Leave some comments. I answer all the comments. Email me, man, oneraymusic@gmail.com. I love answering your emails. And yeah, man, never stop jamming. Always follow your dreams. Just keep doing your thing. I'll be back. Actually, I was so happy with the Bugera V5 that I bought the Bugera G5. So I think tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and start doing some demos with the G5. So stay tuned for that. All right, man. Have a good night. Take care. Bye.